Today on the channel, gotta get a deal. A King Kong deal. NECA King Kong. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another NECA unboxing and review. And today, we've got our second go around the sun with King Kong. But remember, for all your NECA needs, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. And King Kong, like I said, we unboxed the first edition of King Kong. Now we got the movie poster-inspired King Kong here. And then there is a couple other versions of King Kong with some different accessories. Though, once again, NECA getting the most out of their molds. And for me, I said, hey, guess what? I am good with the first edition of King Kong. I don't need any more King Kongs after that. But then something magical happened. On my figure hunt, I was at a Walmart store. And lo and behold, in the clearance aisle, we've got King Kong. And as you can see the price sticker right there, $11. Gotta get a deal. For 11 bucks, I can't pass up hardly any NECA figure at this point. Great pricing for that clearance, of course. So I said, you know what? King Kong is coming to my collection. I did get an extra one of these for my dad, who really ushered in my King Kong fandom as a little kid. As a kid, my dad had all the old Universal horror models and stuff. King Kong was in there, Godzilla, of course, Mummy, Dracula. You get the point there. So I've been a big Universal Monsters, King Kong, Godzilla fan since I was a little kid. And what really cemented that for me, and maybe you guys too, going to the old library, and I remember vividly, kindergarten and first grade, I would just check these books out every single time. Crestwood House books, they had King Kong, Dracula, the Blob, they had basically all the different horror, 40s, 50s horror movie monsters, and these little books that kind of explained the movie, I guess, you know, but they were great little kid books, and the bright orange color on them, I just absolutely loved. One of my grail items would be this entire book collection run. I don't know if I'd ever be able to find it now. You can find them every once in a while on eBay, but man, if I could get that whole book set, I'd feel like I'm in kindergarten all over again. But Crestwood House books, if you know them, you know them, I guess. But King Kong couldn't pass this up for $11. Bringing it back to the figure here. But not a ton of meat on the bone. And of course, we're going to compare it to that original version of King Kong to see what kind of differences we're in store for. But of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, talk about it, unbox it, talk about it, see where it goes from there. So let's look at the packaging. That's one of the big differences here, of course. You got that very movie poster-inspired lettering and coloring on this one, and it all goes to the figure, not just the package as well. King Kong looking only like a big gorilla could look if he was giant and climbed the Empire State Building and all that fun stuff. That's exactly how he would look in figure form. So there you go. You got that $11 price tag. Never forget, never forget. There's King Kong on the side. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I love that they didn't just use the same one. They used a different one over here. And on the back, there's old King Kong. Kong is king. Don't mess with him. No blurb needed, I guess. It says it all with his screams up there. Big J hook at the top. NECA King Kong there. Warnings and credits and UPCs down there. And then, of course, as we know with these NECA figures, you get the nice window box going on. Oh, look at that. There's old Kong. Extra heads, extra hands. Beautiful glamour image right here. Nice framed out box going on. So there's a lot to like in the packaging here. Even if there isn't a ton of the old meat on the bone like we like to talk about. Pull King Kong out of there. There goes the box. See you later. All right, plastic prison time. We got a lot to uncork here. So let's show him off here and then we'll be back. But there he is, plastic prison. Interesting looks to him here. It almost looks like that Mark Wahlberg era of Planet of the Apes. They had figures for him. He kind of gives me that kind of vibe of the Planet of the Apes from that movie line. So there you go. But there's old King Kong. Let me get him out, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and we're out of the package with King Kong. So let's look at the accessories we get here, and not a ton of accessories with this King Kong. As I said, there's a couple of different versions of King Kong with like a stick and a little prop airplane, so you can depict different scenes from the movie if you are so inclined. But I've passed on those, but once again, got to get a deal. If I see him for 11 bucks, hey, guess what? Kyle will jump on it. But you get two big old paws here, big outstretched paws going on with King Kong. Does have the cell shading going on to match the movie poster kind of look, and that's what this King Kong is all about. It's supposed to be like the movie picture depicted from that. So it depends how you see that. Do you like that? Most people, I would have to say, prefer the first version. You might prefer the second, third version with the stick or the airplane. I could see getting those. This is probably the deepest cut. Much a reason why it is on clearance for $11, because this really isn't for everybody, and it's only for me at an $11 price point, or below, of course. I would have bought below. But it's King Kong for sure. It's the same body. It's the same reuse here. I might as well grab that King Kong. I have it right here at the table. Now, like I always do, let's think of chase figures from the WWE line, for example. If I'm getting two chases, yes, they got some different paint decor, different coloring, stuff like that, but how do I make them as different as possible? And I'm going to do the same thing with this King Kong. Got the wide open mouth, the open hands on this one. Going to give him the old two-fisted hands and the more subdued look. So it's going to be like, hey, it's the same figure, but I'm going to make them as different as possible. That's my recommendation to do that. But let's look at this one first. Now, we did unbox that King Kong on the channel, as you guys remember. But we do get the arms that move out. You always got to be careful with these NECA figures. You never know if they're going to break on you. Articulation is limited at the shoulder when you try to go up this way. Unfortunately, it's just blocked here with the big meaty shoulder. So you get a little bit of... not a lot of articulation right there, especially for a gorilla who are very flexible and strong, as we know. You get the bicep cut right here. You get the elbow, very tough elbow joints, but beautiful, beautiful articulation on the elbow. You get a lot of range of movement here. Wrists move, of course, and the hands are removable. Head is removable. Get good turning around on the head. You can move him every single which way possible, which is good. And then you get the big diaphragm at the top, so you can go side to side, move him around. Legs, same thing, up, down, side. Nice ratchets here. Good flexibility on this old Kong, as he should be. Gorillas are very flexible. Then you get the knees that bend in two places, much like the elbows. And then, of course, the feet move all around. Not a ton of articulation on the feet, but you can get some things going. Need a heavy-duty flight stand if you're going to have him somewhere. It would be cool to get a little diorama piece of the Empire State Building, put him up there, hanging tough up there. That'd be pretty cool to see. But like I said, this does remind me a little bit of an old Planet of the Apes figure with kind of the coloring, and which I guess in those Planet of the Apes figure, it was more like war paint on them. But it kind of has that vibe to it. But it's got that interesting shading of the movie poster, and that's what this is supposed to represent. And it is what it is. Is it my favorite Kong? No, but is it something different? Is it NECA getting the most out of their molds? Because believe it or not, you're probably one of them, or maybe not, depending how you stumbled onto this video. There's some King Kong diehards out there. Like anything else, there's people that love all their King Kong stuff. They're going to buy every King Kong NECA figure. Don't blame a person like that for doing that either. He does have a hole in his foot. Could he fit on a ringside stand? I'm not going to hold my breath. Yes, he does. What do you know? What do you know? So you can use a stand with him, but obviously he is a little bit heavy, so you might need two stands with this guy. But pretty good looks on the body, everything, the articulation, similar to the last one. The big head here was a mouth open. I like the shading on the teeth. It almost looks like he's got blood on his teeth, of course. He's got the big white beady eyes. I mean, very old school movie. Now, I love the old school movie, but I also love the movies of the 80s. King Kong Lives or King Kong 2. I can't remember what they were called. But as a kid, a lot of people hated those movies. But as a little kid, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, I absolutely loved those. And they were on TV all the time back then. And I loved it. And Kong had to have a heart transplant. Oh, it was true to life stuff. It was true to life stuff. It was very great. Very good movie. I recommend going to see that again. But I was blown away by that movie. I can't say I'm blown away by this figure, though. For all reasons we talked about, I don't know if it's going to knock anybody's socks off. The other head, I do prefer the big screaming attack Kong head. Very cool. That's what I'm going to leave in my normal Kong, and I'll leave it off of this one. But I guess I could, theoretically, you could swap the heads around if you wanted to. I could put this head on here. Looks a bit strange, obviously, with the different color tones and color patterns between these two. With all the different shading on this one, but still cool enough. I think for $11, nobody's going to say I didn't get a deal on this one. I think it was worth it for me for $11. Of course, I love the Universal monsters. I love the King Kongs and Godzilla, which I always kind of incorporate all of that together. They all count to me because, I don't know, the Blob and stuff like that, which I guess some of those might have been Universal. But we do have the Frankenstein NECA figure. Hopefully, I haven't got the black and white Frankenstein. I don't know. I think I need that one, but I've been playing a little of that long game or, buying other stuff instead, I guess. But you can see the height comparison here. Frankenstein is taller than King Kong, which I believe is true to life, is it not? Probably not, but, you know, a scale King Kong would be pretty big. I think they've been made before, but I don't know if NECA is going to step up to the plate on that one. That would be a big chunk of plastic if they did that. So, you know, it's going to be fun when they build out, when we get the Wolfman, we get the Mummy into the collection. It's going to be fun putting those together with Frankenstein. King Kong's a tough one to display with them. It just doesn't look right, but maybe if you stick him up in the corner somewhere, maybe that's the way to go. I'm not exactly sure, but he's definitely a king of the jungle, old King Kong from Kong Island. How about another king? Kind of. Andre the Giant, one of the biggest giants of wrestling, meets one of the giants of gorillas. So there you go. You got a little Super 7 Andre the Giant, NECA King Kong. A little smoke and mirrors here. You can put them all together. It could be the battle for the ages. Andre the Giant versus King Kong. Who do you got? Who are you putting your money on? That's the million-dollar question. But like I keep saying, not bad for $11. Check your Walmarts, check your Targets. NECA isn't one to go on clearance very often, but it seems to be happening right now at a lot of Walmarts. But your mileage may vary. It might be some stuff in some stores, some in others, and then some none at all. So I guess, like I said, your mileage will vary. But for 11 bucks, if you can find King Kong or really any NECA item for $11, I think you're doing okay. But what do you guys think in the comments down below? All in on King Kong, picking and choosing King Kong, totally passing on King Kong? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. And of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Support the channel. Pick up a t-shirt. So for the mighty Kong, Andre the Giant, and Frankenstein, I am Kyle. I will see you guys all real soon.